Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Tiny Build Bundle of June 2024 to help you answer the question, should you buy it? First of all though, thank you for watching. Thank you to those who have been using the link in the description to get your game bundles and supporting this channel. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support, and you guys keep me going. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Asterigos, Curse of the Stars, an action-adventure game often labeled as a Souls-like due to its stamina-based combat and challenging nature. However, it leans more towards accessibility, earning the title Souls-Light. Following the journey of Hilda, a young warrior on the North Wind Legion, you delve into a world reminiscent of the Roman conquest, featuring twists on Greek and Roman gods and legends. Equipped with 6 diverse weapons, including a sword and shield, twin daggers, a massive hammer, a spear, a magical staff or bracers, Hilda's arsenal offers flexibility and depth. You can seamlessly switch between 2 weapons, each of its combos and special abilities, enhancing the combat experience. The addition of elemental states further diversifies your tactics, providing a strategic advantage. Asterigos doesn't follow the traditional Souls-like formula entirely. The absence of a limited healing flask and the ability to collect salves adds a unique touch. While over 20 challenging bosses await you, the game maintains a fair balance, ensuring that death doesn't result in significant setbacks. The narrative unfolds through echoes, magical imprints of past conversations, adding depth to the story. However, the lack of a map or clear navigation can be a drawback, occasionally leaving you uncertain about your next move. Visually, Asterigos doesn't stand out dramatically, but its well-drawn environments and cartoony art style suit the narrative. Despite a few areas where the game falters, such as repetitive combat strategies and an awkward jump mechanic, Asterigos, Curse of the Stars emerges as an excellent adventure game. With a likable protagonist, an intriguing world, and satisfying combat, it offers an engaging experience, especially for those seeking a more accessible entry into the Souls-like genre. And number 2 we have Cartel Tycoon. Cartel Tycoon offers a unique simulation where you step into the shoes of a drug cartel leader, managing operations and territories without real-world consequences. Exiting Steam Early Access in July 2022, this game blends city-building mechanics with intricate resource management, focusing heavily on expanding your illicit empire beyond city limits. What stands out immediately in Cartel Tycoon is its robust tutorial system, a critical improvement since Early Access. Unlike typical city builders, Cartel Tycoon's tutorials avoid overwhelming you with information, pacing out crucial lessons effectively. Whether constructing optimal buildings or planning road networks, the game balances guidance with autonomy, allowing you to learn through practical experience rather than hand-holding. The story campaign serves as both a narrative-driven experience and an educational tool, albeit with a learning curve. Managing lieutenants and navigating the hierarchy of organized crime are central themes, emphasizing the consequences of neglecting loyalty and morale within your cartel. This narrative depth complements the sandbox mode, where players can customize challenges and financial constraints to suit their gameplay style, making it a haven for experimentation and immersion. While Cartel Tycoon might not cater to all city builder enthusiasts due to its complex nature and mature themes, its engaging sandbox mode compensates with limitless possibilities for strategic planning and illicit empire building fantasies. If constructing and managing a drug cartel appeals to you, Cartel Tycoon offers a compelling simulation enriched by its detailed tutorials and expansive sandbox gameplay. And number 3 we have Hello Neighbor 2. Hello Neighbor 2 attempts to build on its predecessor's concept with an open-world stealth horror puzzle experience. As a sequel, it introduces an expanded setting and a new protagonist, promising deeper immersion and more intricate puzzles. You step into the shoes of Quentin, an investigative journalist tasked with uncovering the mystery of missing children in Ravenbrooks. The game maintains its sinister atmosphere, with a village of eerie characters and a first-person perspective, enhancing the sense of paranoia and suspense as you navigate through each house and solve challenging puzzles under constant threat. Visually, Hello Neighbor 2 excels with bold colors and clean designs that enhance its surreal and occasionally over-the-top imagery. The audio complements this with eerie music and environmental sounds, though the lack of dialogue or narrative weakens the storytelling impact. However, the game falters in execution. Similar to its predecessor, Hello Neighbor 2 suffers from sloppy controls that make basic interactions frustrating. The lack of guidance exacerbates this issue, often leading to unnecessary confusion and the temptation to consult guides for progress. While the game offers an open-world format with potential for exploration and replayability, it struggles to maintain engagement due to repetitive quest structures and diluted gameplay focus. Despite strengths in visuals and atmosphere, Hello Neighbor 2 fails to address fundamental flaws, ultimately leaving a frustrating and uneven experience. At number 4 we have Not for Broadcast, a satirical game that puts you in the hot seat of a live television production team, tasked with keeping your network's programming on the air and your job intact. The game's witty writing and tongue-in-cheek humor make it a fun and engaging experience from start to finish. The gameplay is simple, but challenging. You must decide which camera angles to broadcast, censor inappropriate content, and react to unexpected events that threaten to derail the show. Each decision you make affects the story and the ending, making the game highly replayable. One of the standout features of Not for Broadcast is its attention to detail. The game's realistic TV studio environment and well-acted performances add to the immersion, making it feel like you're really behind the scenes of a live broadcast. The game's use of real-world news events also adds a layer of authenticity and relevance to the story. The game's narrative is engaging and thought-provoking, exploring themes like media manipulation, censorship, and the power of propaganda and fake news. The game doesn't shy away from controversial topics, but instead uses them to create a compelling story that keeps you invested from start to finish. Overall, Not for Broadcast is a smart, funny, and engaging game that offers a unique and enjoyable experience. It's a must-play for anyone who loves satire, media, or just wants to experience the chaos of live TV broadcasts without the real-world consequences. Because, you don't want to be arrested by the mad dictator because you've said something about his hairpiece. At number 5 we have Tinykin, a charming 3D platformer with a Pikmin-inspired concept. You play as Milo Dane, a researcher from a future where humanity's origins are forgotten. After a teleportation experiment gone wrong, Milo is shrunken and finds himself in an abandoned 90s-era home, inhabited by an insect society and the Tinykin, a race of gremlins that respond to Milo's commands. Your goal is to gather components to repair a machine and return home. While Tinykin shares similarities with Pikmin, it differentiates itself as a more laid-back 3D platformer, akin to Banjo-Kazooie. The game lacks the strategic depth of Pikmin, as managing the Tinykin doesn't involve complex decision-making. You gather them to overcome obstacles, but there's no risk of losing them. The focus is on exploring the world, rather than intricate minion management. Milo's movement is fluid and satisfying, and the platforming is a delight due to its responsive controls. The house where the game unfolds is the star, offering imaginative environments built from household objects rearranged for the insect-sized world. The visual details in each room add to the game's charm. The collectibles and lore objects are less compelling than the world itself, but the joy of exploration makes up for it. The game's story and humor might not be a strong suit, but it captures the childlike delight of navigating a giant world. Tinykin is a joyful and laid-back platformer that provides around 6 hours of fun in a vibrant miniature universe. It's a delightful experience, even if its minion management mechanics are somewhat shallow. At number 6 we have Graveyard Keeper, a distinctive management simulation. It immerses you in a peculiar role, that of a graveyard keeper in a medieval setting. Transported back in time and mistaken for the local graveyard keeper, you find yourself managing the cemetery and interacting with an eccentric cast of villagers, each of their unique quirks. The game's unique selling point lies in its diverse activities, from the meticulous care of the cemetery and the practice of alchemy to farming, fishing, and more. Graveyard Keeper offers a wide range of tasks to keep you engaged. One of the most notable features is conducting worship services in the church, which adds a distinct flavor to the gameplay and offers a sense of accomplishment. However, the game isn't without its flaws. The progression can feel frustratingly slow at times. Most in-game activities, especially construction work related to graveyard duties, consume your character's energy. While consuming food replenishes energy, frequent naps are a more efficient method, albeit one that disrupts the gameplay's flow. Additionally, the unrecorded failed attempts in alchemy can lead to resource wastage. Faith, a crucial currency, is also difficult to obtain, hindering your progress in various fields. Combat plays a minor role in Graveyard Keeper, with slightly clunky mechanics. Monsters tend to outmaneuver you, diminishing the enjoyment of the experience. On the visual front, the game shines with its strong art design and vibrant colors, providing a contrasting upbeat tone to the dark underlying themes. While Graveyard Keeper offers a fresh and unique gaming experience, it is held back by issues with balance, unpolished combat, and a somewhat uninspiring plot. The game's peculiar premise has some great potential, but it falls short of fully realizing it. At number 7 we have Streets of Rogue, a chaotic roguelike game with endless player choice. You play as a newly hired mercenary whose mission is to help the Alliance in restoring the city from its corrupt state. This game is not about the story though. You can play as 26 different characters, killing targets and stealing MacGuffins from guarded buildings.
Once all of your missions are finished, you take an elevator onto your next procedurally generated floor. And you keep going until you die or reach the end. Even though the world and missions are repetitive, the unique traits of each character and how they interact with the world is very unpredictable. Some of these characters are hackers who can't fight but can hack electronics. Some are cannibals who can regenerate health by literally eating corpses, while assassins can go invisible, among others. You have multiple ways to approach each mission. You're given a general goal like kill this dude, and how you go about doing it is up to you. You can simply gun him down, beat him up, program a turret to target him, or hire him as a bodyguard, lure him into an enemy ambush, and get him killed. It's entirely up to you. Missions are randomized, and each character has their own optional big quests. Completing this quest nets you a permanent ability for that class. These quests and the unique traits of each character makes picking a new class feel like playing a whole different game. Each run takes its own personality thanks to the different items you find in shops, chests, and safes, as well as the traits you pick up between levels. You can also play around with a list of custom rules called mutators. That makes it a bit like a build-your-own roguelike experience. You can make the game easier or harder by how you mutate the rules of the game. This game is absolutely worth playing, and once you start, it is hard to stop. It gives you a ton of freedom, a varied cast of characters, combined with the randomness of traits and mutators. 2 runs will never play the same.
At number 8 we have Party Hard 2, an intriguing mix of a puzzler and stealth game where you play as the party hard killer, Darius. You're on a murderous mission to murder partygoers without getting arrested or murdered yourself. At the beginning, you can choose between 2 characters with distinct abilities and equipment, with 2 more unlocked as you progress. Each level presents you with various objectives, which often involve murdering partygoers, although you can focus on specific targets or hidden objectives to unlock characters and items. The levels are teeming with items like Molotov cocktails, grenades, and bear traps, which you can utilize creatively to carry out your dark deeds. The game provides opportunities for environmental kills, but stabbing remains the most reliable method. However, if partygoers become suspicious and find a corpse, they'll call the police, who will arrest suspects. The game offers some replay value, with its Terminator appearances and multiple objectives, making each level unique. Yet, it can feel somewhat shallow, as environmental kills and certain elements repeat across levels. The pixel art visuals and synth-heavy soundtrack are the game's highlights. Their narrative, framed as an interview with Darius' therapist for a true crime show, contrasts dark themes with wacky levels, which can be jarring. The game's difficulty is a double-edged sword. It can be frustratingly easy to fail, especially with no mid-level saves for larger levels. Your health regenerates, but you can't absorb much damage. Party Hard 2 is a decent game, worth exploring if you have the patience for its challenging moments and repetitive elements. However, it may not have a lasting appeal beyond that. At number 9 we have Nitro Kid, an electrifying mix of synthwave aesthetics, martial arts, deck building mechanics, pixel art visuals, roguelike gameplay, and immersive cyberpunk themes. With over 250 cards, you'll battle over 50 unique foes, face over 50 events, and attempt to conquer the tower's 3 challenging stages, all set to a thrilling synthwave soundtrack. As an agent, your mission is to infiltrate the mysterious Infinity Tower, engage in turn-based card combat, reminiscent of fights in tight spaces. Battles require technical prowess, with durations ranging from 2 to 6 turns based on your progress and chosen difficulty level. Nitro Kid stands out with its captivating synthwave aesthetics, immersing players in a unique cyberpunk atmosphere. The game excels in providing a diverse array of adversaries, including robots and cybernetically enhanced foes. The addictive nature of the game will keep you coming back for more. In addition to combat, Nitro Kid introduces random events, simulating the challenges of infiltrating a cyberpunk mega-corporate tower. Players must make choices with diverse outcomes, offering rewards like cards, money, or valuable boosts. While Nitro Kid thrives in gameplay and style, it falls short in its narrative department. The game's storyline is somewhat lacking, leaving players detached from their characters' actions. Furthermore, the presentation and user interface can be more engaging to enhance the storyline and choices. Nitro Kid is a visually stunning deck builder game that encapsulates the essence of synthwave cyberpunk. Its captivating gameplay and impressive soundtrack make it a worthwhile gaming experience. Although a more elaborate narrative would be welcome, this minor shortcoming doesn't significantly diminish the overall appeal. If you're a fan of synthwave and cyberpunk, Nitro Kid offers an enthralling and stylish gaming adventure. At number 10 we have Hello Neighbor. Hello Neighbor presents an ambitious and mysterious puzzler wrapped in a stealth horror setting. The game thrusts you into the role of an inquisitive protagonist determined to unravel the secrets hidden within a neighbor's enigmatic house. The journey through Hello Neighbor is akin to navigating a surrealistic nightmare, where logic bends and twists with every step. The house itself is a labyrinthine puzzle, evolving across 3 acts with new challenges and discoveries that keep you perpetually on edge. The neighbor, a menacing premise, adapts to your tactics, fortifying his defenses intelligently, adding a dynamic layer of tension to your exploration. Visually, the game captures the essence of its unsettling premise with its distorted architecture and eerie atmosphere. Each act unveils more of the neighbor's bizarre world, pushing you deeper into its unsettling depths. However, Hello Neighbor's strength in storytelling is marred by its gameplay mechanics. While the early acts maintain a logical progression of puzzles, the latter stages descend into frustrating obscurity, reminiscent of classic adventure game pitfalls where solutions feel arbitrary and obtuse. Despite its flaws, Hello Neighbor excels in building suspense and curiosity. It thrives on its ability to evoke unease without resorting to typical horror tropes, relying instead on the sheer strangeness of its environment and the neighbor's unpredictable behavior. However, its uneven gameplay and occasional glitches detract from an otherwise intriguing narrative experience. At number 11 we have
Kill It With Fire, a game that gives you the opportunity to exact revenge on spiders that have haunted your childhood for decades. The aim of the game is to hunt spiders down around the various maps and kill them with whatever means necessary, even if you have to ring up your insurance company later to let them know that you've literally shut up your entire house trying to kill spiders. You start with a simple clipboard to squash spiders with. The clipboard also shows you additional objectives available in each level. These could range from smashing up a bunch of picture frames or arranging tools in a sequence. While optional, they do grant you new weapons and upgrades. You can also find new weapons by simply searching around the environment. The basic idea is you track spiders down with your spider tracker, sort of like the ghost tracker from Ghostbusters. Then interact with your environment like opening cupboards, flipping pictures from frames around, looking for these creepy crawlies. Once you have found them, you are to exterminate them with a variety of weapons ranging from a clipboard to a flamethrower made from a spray can to a double-barrel shotgun. A ton of mayhem will soon befall you as fires start and many spiders crawling around in unnatural speeds as you try to shoot them one by one. The spiders also come in different shapes and sizes, with some spawning smaller spiders upon death and others exploding with impressive force. Although the guns can feel slow to aim, this game is a fun little distraction for you to exact revenge on spiders.
At number 12 we have Not For Broadcast, Live and Spooky DLC, an exciting downloadable expansion pack for Not For Broadcast. If you enjoyed the base game, where you control the broadcast booth and manage what viewers saw and heard, you're in for a treat with this spooky-themed DLC. The setup is intriguing. You must solve a decades-old mystery while surviving a haunted studio. Live and Spooky puts you in charge of a cheesy ghost hunting show hosted by Wayne the Spirit Whistle, who unveils the mystery of the Bannon soundstage, a supposedly haunted part of the studio. Wayne is joined by Patrick Bannon, the son of a tragic 1956 movie director, reluctant to reveal his family's secrets on national TV. As you might expect, the haunted studio setup is initially staged, with buttons to trigger spooky effects. However, as the show progresses, genuine supernatural occurrences begin to disrupt the broadcast, adding a thrilling layer of suspense. This DLC features the metagame of finding 3 burned movie reels to uncover the truth. The episode encourages multiple playthroughs with different combinations and paths, showcasing a variety of film footage and delivering a fun, if slightly predictable, mystery with a satisfying ending. However, some frustrations arise as the control booth mechanics take a back seat to path choices and mystery solving. Limited video feed options and minimal censoring tasks can make parts of the gameplay feel less engaging. The new BOO meter, affected by the haunted studio, adds some initial fun but quickly becomes repetitive. Despite these minor drawbacks, the production value of Live and Spooky shines. It humorously mocks old British supernatural shows with cheesy effects, cheap sets, and over-the-top acting. The cast embraces the campiness while delivering genuine scares when the story turns serious. Watching Wayne the Spirit Whistle and the rest of the cast is consistently engaging, even with repeated footage. As an expansion, Live and Spooky meets expectations by providing a fresh, genre-switching experience. If you've completed Not For Broadcast and are seeking a thrilling, spooky addition, Live and Spooky is well worth your time. And number 13 we have Not For Broadcast, Bits of Your Life DLC. This expansion aims to deepen the narrative while introducing new gameplay elements. If you've played the core game, you're already familiar with Peter Clement, a former TV personality aspiring to become Prime Minister in a world that mirrors our own. Bits of Your Life takes you down memory lane, editing a lifetime achievement broadcast highlighting Peter's career and personal moments. Sometimes he'll showcase his personal successes, other times he'll expose his more scandalous moments. These are the bits of his life you'll manipulate. This DLC introduces a significant change, calling guests to the show in any order you choose. While this adds a fresh dynamic, it also brings challenges. Identifying guests in the green rooms can be confusing due to similar character designs and limited UI functionality. The inability to zoom in and clearly see who you're calling can lead to frustration, especially since character moods and situations change dynamically. Despite these setbacks, the DLC shines in its humor and writing. Bits of Your Life is packed with clever meta humor that pokes fun in the game itself and its mechanics. The writing and acting are top-notch, showing the team's growing prowess in delivering engaging and entertaining content. Even during serious moments, the comedy is well-timed and effective, making the narrative thoroughly enjoyable. One welcome addition is a notepad feature, which helps you track your choices and clues, reducing the need for trial and error. This makes the gameplay more intuitive and less repetitive, a significant improvement over previous installments. The game humorously acknowledges this new feature, making fun of the need for manual note-taking in the past. If you've enjoyed Not For Broadcast, Bits of Your Life will offer more of that engaging fun with new twists. At number 14 we have Graveyard Keeper Stranger Sins DLC. This DLC is an excellent addition to a game that has continued to evolve since its initial release. The primary content of this DLC is a new questline that takes players around the village, providing deeper insights into the inhabitants. It is particularly gratifying to learn more about Gary, who transitions from a mere comic relief character to someone with more depth and involvement. Additionally, several previously underutilized NPCs now have significant roles, transforming those who have once felt like background props into active participants in the game. Beyond expanding the NPC roles, Stranger Sins gives players even more to do. Adding to the duties as Graveyard Keeper, Farmer, and Local Pastor, players can now run a bar. This new role might raise questions about the existing tavern owner's feelings, especially since he was the early game benefactor, but as players progress through the DLC, his importance diminishes. Running the bar involves selling beer and wine, likely products of the autonomous zombie farms from the last expansion. If players haven't set those up yet, it is worth investing in them, particularly since the DLC was free. The bar provides a lucrative source of income through events that can be hosted, reminiscent of Stardew Valley's festivals. For those already affluent in the game, it's a fun way to engage villagers in drunken revelry. As expected in a crafting game, there's a fair amount of grinding involved, but it remains relatively pleasant thanks to the quirky unfolding story. Graveyard Keeper does not rely on grind to pad its length artificially. Instead, it integrates it into the gameplay naturally. With around 8 hours of additional content, this DLC offers good value. It is unlikely to attract new players who weren't already interested in the game, but it certainly enhances the experience for existing fans. In short, if players enjoy Graveyard Keeper, this DLC is a must-have. At number 15 we have Cartel Tycoon San Rafaela DLC, a real-time strategy survival business sim that immerses you in the 80s Latin American narcotic scene. The base game has you overseeing a massive drug empire, balancing the roles of crime lord and businessman. The new San Rafaela DLC introduces fresh challenges, allies, enemies, ferry routes, and a new coastal map. In San Rafaela, you'll navigate the complexities of a coastal city with a hidden crime underworld. As a capo, your responsibilities range from managing trade routes and farms to handling dirty and clean money, coordinating land wars, and maintaining alliances. The DLC offers a more challenging scenario, ideal for players seeking a deeper, more intense experience. Tutorials help get you up to speed quickly, guiding you through essential tasks. You'll soon be managing farms, distribution networks, and gang wars, while expanding your territory. However, the increased difficulty level means you'll face significant challenges from law enforcement and rival gangs, making logistics a potential nightmare. Visually, San Rafaela impresses with its vibrant comic-style art and detailed UI. The new coastal regions provides a refreshing change from the base game's desert landscapes. The music and voice acting enhance the immersive experience, capturing the essence of the 80s drug trade era. San Rafaela offers around 10 to 15 hours of challenging gameplay. While the steep learning curve may be daunting, the engaging story and strategic depth make it worthwhile. If you're a fan of Cartel Tycoon, this DLC is a must-have, providing a richer, more complex experience. Just note that this bundle gives you a 50% off coupon, as opposed to the DLC itself. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is absolutely amazing, offering a fantastic selection of tiny build games at a great price. It promises countless adventures that are well worth your time. However, keep in mind that not all DLCs for Graveyard Keeper are included. Additionally, many of these titles were featured in previous bundles, so you might already own some of them. If not, this bundle is a true gem. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.